All right, you maggots, listen up. All right, we're going to replace this capacitor here. And we're a little worried that maybe these terminals are getting old and they'll break off. So what you do is you come in with your soldering iron, give it a little bit of heat, the pin, and then you take this pick, dental pick, and you push it through, and you form a hole. Now we have a hole through that pin. Now we have a capacitor. We know this is the shield end, and my fingernails are still too long. And we put a little hook, and this is a piece of insulation off a piece of bell wire. You strip back a piece of bell wire. In other words, you got a hook on the end here, and you're going to put it up through that hole. Hopefully I get a first shot. I'm working behind the camera. All right, now it's through that hole, and then you come in here and bend it over. It's being a bit of a jerk, but anyway, you get the basic idea. In other words, after you get the new capacitor soldered in the right way, you double check it, and then you cut the leads. All right, we're going to solder it in. I have a chisel point on the soldering iron. All right, there we go. I was watching one of Shango's videos today, and he started making comments about the people that put a timestamp in on where they see a bad connection. And he says every video, so he mentioned the word trolls and stuff like that. But in other words, now that we know we have the capacitor, this end in the right way, we know we got the foil in there, you come in and you cut the capacitor out. Okay, there you go. Now you do the other side. But I wanted to, just to show you, you're making a hole, usually on the tube sockets, when they only have 2 wires on them, you can get the pick through. There's also a bottom hole on some of these. See, I can go right through on the bottom hole. So technically you could put about 4 wires on each pin. So this way, you know you got it in the right spot. Yeah, you can look at the polarity before you cut the old one off. Oh, and you can double check. This one's a 0.05. I pre-marked them with magic marker. I'm very careful, because if you put a capacitor in the wrong place, you might get something weird that you start troubleshooting, and it's your own mistake. And the other way, if you don't put the capacitor in the right spot, it may degrade the quality of the circuit. The circuit probably will still work, but you might get something really weird like oscillation. It goes into oscillation. But I just wanted to show you that, you know, it's called, you get this. I think this was actually called a dental pick, and I use it a lot. And my fingernails aren't cut. You know, I went to cut my fingernails, and then it hit me to do this video. You know, a lot of the technical guys will not show you them soldering. And right now I got a chisel point on there just for the extra heat. And I saw Shango today, his soldering iron went bad on him. He had a Weller, and he's got this real old-fashioned one. And that's what hit me. I said, you know, let me show them how I do stuff, because you got to be very gentle with the pins on old sockets. And if you break a pin on like an octal socket, you can steal a pin off another octal socket that's not being used, and that's a whole other ball game, figuring out how to straighten the pin out. And there's a little tiny dart on it. You push the dart in on the pin and then push, and it'll come up through the top of this socket, and then you can use that one to replace the one you broke. I think that's it. All right, that's it.